All right, got a video for you guys. We're gonna look inside of some 7.5 by 55 Swiss rounds. Got two different manufacturers here. We're gonna open up the cases of them, take a exterior look at it, tear them apart, weigh the bullets, weigh the powder, look at the powder, see if we can't figure it out, look at some reloading data, and then try to get us a good starting point for a load. This is a Lee Precision Die set. I'm going to take the instructions out of here. RCBS bullet puller, silicone mat, catch everything, caliper. I got it off camera, but the Hornady auto charge powder measure. We'll use that for our weighing. Backstory to this is picked up a couple Swiss rifles, and I want a good load for it before I go and shoot these and use them up. I figured might as well get some data down first before. So the two manufacturers here, I got this Graf & Son 165 boat tail soft point, and I also got a what's becoming a more of a rarity, some 1984 marked Swiss GP11. Still in the container, unopened, like literally still sealed up. There's your date there, 1984. We'll start with the Graf & Sons. Okay, so this would be a basic hunting load for you, the soft point. It's PPU marked cases. They've been annealed here at the very end. Getting into the GP11. Interested to see how this goes. I'm going to try to do this as neat as possible, but I'll probably end up just cutting all the way out. So there's your box of GP11. There's the first box right off the top. Looking at the outside of the box, there's all your writing, your date on there. There's a nice perforation around the back here. You can see nice arrows. Here goes. Doo-doo. There you go. And there's our box of GP11. Nice looking rounds. A little bit of, I wouldn't even call it corrosion, discoloration there at the very end. These are nickel, copper, and I think something else coated. There's a crimp, sealed primers, staked primer as well. I am going to try to reload these, so I'll have to deprime them and then draw out the flash hole. So we'll tear apart the Graf & Sons first, and then we'll go to the GP11 here. So I have cleaned out the RCBS bullet puller. There's no more powder leftover residual in there, and then I'll do this off camera. That was fairly easy. Shouldn't be too much of a struggle there. All right, I got my nice silicone tray here. There's our bullet. It's supposed to be 168 grains. Of course, it is boat-tailed. You can see the casing had a good amount of grip to it. It is a full jacket, except for the tip, of course, but sometimes they, like on some full metal jackets, they won't wrap all the way around the back. Casing is still perfectly fine. I was surprised that there wasn't a lot of resistance in there. Here's our power scale. Just to check our weights. 50 grams, we're good. All right, so we'll start off with the bullet. So remember, this was 165. We're in grams. Let's go back to grains. There you go, 164.9. So we're just about there. Okay, with that mess out of the way, let's go ahead and load our powder. I will say right off the bat, with a full disclosure, I did lose a few pieces of powder. So this will be a good starting point, and we'll go from there. Nothing too crazy, but I'm going to say no more than a grain worth. So as you can see, the Graf & Son is coming out at 42.1 grains. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there is Varget. Let me get some and we can compare. So what I got here, some Varget. Bring these up side by side so you can see. If I get into the loading data on the Lee dies, and I have more books and I can look it up. But we go into, oh, Varget's not even on here. So moving on to the GP11, one I'm more interested in. Go ahead and chalk this bad boy up into the bullet puller. Took a little bit of time, but we got her. And 1 grain fallout right there. We'll throw that in there. Our case. Oh, ball sack. Well, we're not going to get an accurate load on our powder, that's for sure. So we'll just throw what we got in here. Let me play a little cleanup, and we'll go from there. Looking at the scale, we have about 50 grains. I'm going to chalk that up to losing some here or there from my misfortunate accident of what looks to be the same, almost Varget-like powder. We get our GP11 round here, as you can see. This is what I was talking about on the other round. It is not a fully encased projectile. See the scoring from the actual crimp, our swedge. If we weigh this guy, we come up with 172, almost 173 grains. I believe they're 174, supposed to be 174. I had a slight misfortunate incident with the GP11 round that I pulled, and because I'm going to reseat these, it's not going to matter too much, but I feel bad about it, so I'm going to pull another one. I don't know what I'd feel worse about, pulling another precious GP11 round, or showing you guys something that may be flawed, like that powder that spilled all over the table. So here goes. I'm going to pull another one for y'all, and we'll find out what's inside of this one. With all of the powder captured and the projectile, and not spilling it all over the table, let's get it on the scale here and weigh it out. And what do you know, 50 grains right on the nose with error installed. With our scale out of the way, got our caliper here zeroed out. Our GP11 case, 2.180 on the dot. Our Graf & Sons case is going to come in at just shy of 2.180. We got to remember we have that crimp on that GP11 round. And I've got my second GP11 round that I pulled here, just above 2.180. So we'll say 2.181, which is to be expected with that crimp. That's your in look at the GP11 and the Graf & Sons 7.5 by 55 Swiss 165 boat tail soft point. Hope this helped you guys out and saved you a little headache.